Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads. And today it's our class on Facebook and Google. Okay. And running it. Right before we started here, I asked everybody to download this flyer. If you are watching this as a recording, you can email me at vince@listingstoleads and I'll give this to you. Just say you need this flyer. This is really a bullet points, and we'll go through it here so you can just at a quickly understand what you can do here. So when you go to our account, you connect to your own Facebook ad account. So when you're running ads, it's actually reflecting or being sponsored by your business page. Okay. And it's charging your credit card on your Facebook account. And so the first step is connect to your Facebook ad account. All those leads, all those ads are all going to be reflecting that. That's awesome for your brand. If you run early stage ads for your listings, you're going to get buyer leads. And that's things like coming soon, just listed, open house, or just active. You're going to get buyer leads. If you're running later stage ads like pending, under contract, or sold, you're going to get listing leads. And then we also have a number of PDF guides. I'll show you where they are. There are 80 of them, and 40 are for home buyers and 40 are for home sellers. So if you don't have any listings at all, you might want to run ads with those to get either buyers or sellers, your choice. Same is true for landing pages. You get unlimited landing pages with our system. You should be creating landing pages for all of your farm markets. I'll show you where to do that. And then with Facebook, you can run ads, and that's a smart thing to do. You can also create custom landing pages. And then lastly here, it's create a custom audience to gather high quality listing leads. And I want everybody to know that, oh yeah, somebody's asking for my email. It's vince@listingstoleads.com. If you want this document, I can send it to you. But you can also download it right here. It's inside. If you click on more and then click on materials, there are 2 flyers here, and you should be able to get it. I want to go back to this custom audience thing. So when you're running a home valuation ad on Facebook, you may not know this. Targeting has been pretty much stripped away. It's not very effective on Facebook anymore. They got sued by HUD, and you really can't target the way you used to a few years ago. So creating a custom audience of known homeowners with equity is really the way to go. We'll touch on that more, but I definitely want you to be thinking about that, because when it comes to developing a farm market, it used to be easier. Everything's getting more competitive. It's getting more difficult. You're going to want to hit your farm market with Facebook ads, with e-flyers, and with print. Today, we're going to focus on Facebook, and certainly you could do it on Google as well. Just you can't target as well. So then let's go down to Google, and you can see here on the outline, it's the #1 website in the country. Really great for high quality listing leads. Okay. They're also the most expensive leads. So you don't have to go there, but if you've been in the business a while and you know that you need listing leads, this is something that you probably are already investing in. The funny thing is, like, Google is so difficult to deal with that there's so many awesome vendors that just rip off agents all the time because you don't know what to do. It's really ugly interface. But vendors who run ads know what to do, and they charge you a lot of money to do that. With us, we don't do it. But we make it very easy for you. So when you're thinking of Google, you should be thinking of home value landing pages, and you should be thinking of the 40 PDF guides for homeowners. Okay, that's really, you should be thinking, if I want more listings, I need to use those tools on Google. I don't really recommend using Google for getting buyers, because getting buyers from Facebook is a slam dunk. Just a little bit ago, I got a phone call from somebody out in Oklahoma, and she was saying one of these things that I hear, not all the time, but I hear pretty frequently, which is, I'm just not into social media. I don't have a whole lot there. Right. And so I want to tackle that for those of you who are not, maybe you're in that same boat, or maybe you don't quite understand what's happening with Facebook. And I'll tell you what you need to think about. I'm going to go here. I'm in my Facebook account right here, right? And many of you have personal pages, right? Like, my name is Vincent Meza, and I have a personal page. It's where I share the things that I do, right? I sail and I do whatever, right? And I work in my garden, right? That's your private stuff. I listen to David Bowie, right? And all that. But when you have if you're a realtor, you got to have a business page. And a lot of realtors don't know this. It's actually against the terms of service to have your business stuff on your private page, right? That's why Facebook allows you to create a free business page. So let's just do that real quickly. What is that about? Some of you have this, some of you have been charged hundreds of dollars to create a business page. Let's just show you how you do it for free in about 60 seconds. There's a button up here next to the top right. It's got 9 little dots on it. You click that, it says create, and you click create page. All right. And then it gives you this. Now, my Facebook is black because I stare at the computer all the time, so everything's in dark. But you want to name this whatever you want to name it. And that might be Joe Schmo. Some of you do it like at your brokerage, right? If it's, I don't know, EXP. I just saw somebody like that, right? I don't really recommend that. I think what I recommend is Joe Schmo Fort Lauderdale realtor or Oklahoma City realtor or whatever. Like the words real estate and the location, the broad location, I think is going to work out better for you, unless you intend to stay with that brokerage for the rest of your career. I just think that, and also just for the searchability when people are looking at things and they don't even know you exist, having the area and the words real estate or realtor in your business page name is there. Now here, there's categories. So if you type in the words real estate, let's see here, real estate, there's real estate agent. That's your category of your business. Okay. And then you can put your bio. Now you don't need to really worry too much about this. Nobody's really going to see this for a while. And then create page. And that's going to activate this section here. In this circle, you could put a picture of you. And in this big box, you'll be able to put a big picture of maybe some major landmark in your area, right? Maybe at the waterfront or that. And from then on, you can start creating posts and you can run ads. Now, sometimes things change on Facebook. It used to be that you needed 25 people to like your business page. So you'd have to create it first over here and then brand it up and then invite 25 friends to like it. And with that 25 people, Facebook would say, okay, you're not a spammer. You can now run ads. But if you're at this point and you're creating a new page, or you just don't even use your business page, what I recommend is going over to, let me find my page, putting something on your page like a post. Okay. And let's see here if I can find maybe this one. This is just a kind of a posting page for us. Yeah. And you see here, this is some of our automated posting and it says boost post. Now, anytime if you own a business page, including one that you just created, and you put something there, it's going to offer you to boost post. And so if you're doing this for the first time, I recommend that you click boost, because if you don't have a credit card in your account, it's going to say add a payment method, right? And that's really what you want to be doing, because you want to get your Facebook account ready to run ads. Okay. So that's some Facebook 101 stuff. I don't go over that too much, but I had somebody, talking about it. I was like, okay, we need to address that. One other thing, and this is a little more high level. Facebook owns Instagram. And what I see in all of our ads, and we have a weekly report, so I see all the kinds of ads that generate leads. The most amount of leads come from Facebook and almost zero leads come from Instagram. Okay. And I know people actually like Instagram. I use Instagram. I like it, but lead capture is not really happening there. What is happening there is you can broaden your network. You can get a lot of people to follow you because the pictures, the content that you're putting, people like that. And we have a social media content section where I actually had a client tell us just a couple of weeks ago, he's, hey, my followers on Instagram totally increased. He went over here to social content. And I've been a client for 5 months, and I have your social content going to my socials, and my Instagram has gone from 150 followers to 600 followers in 5 months, right? And he said, and that's because they're clicking on your stuff and they like it. I recommend putting on our PDF guides here. I recommend choosing a few of these home design deals. If you like outdoor living, pick that. There's some fun real estate meme question stuff there, little inspirational stuff. Just pick like a handful of these or a dozen, and we'll post them throughout the week for you and throughout the year. That's the cool thing about it. Another cool thing about this section is if you're auto posting to your Google, there's a little Google marketplace where it's you, the realtor. This content going there is increasing the SEO for our client because it's frequent, fresh real estate related content. And Google's, oh, this is good. We're gonna increase the SEO of that particular agent. So that's just some side stuff. This is not really ads. It's a little bit more about social media that you gotta be aware of. But when you come to the ads page here, and let me ask, has everybody here, if you can give me a yes or no, have you run an ad on Facebook with our system? Just if you put a yes or no, I'll know what's going on here. When you come here the first time, it's going to look different than my page. So Emily saying, yeah. And it will have a big blue button and it'll say connect to Facebook. And you want to click that and it's going to take you to Facebook and it's going to show your name and it's going to say, is this you? And you want to say yes. Yeah, you want to say yes. Carlton, you're going to want to see this. And Gene, it sounds like many of you have not run ads here. Let me tell you why you want to be thinking about running ads just in the first one. Like, why would you want to do that? This here, I just was looking at this a few minutes ago. Those red states at the bottom, that is the average time for a home to get into contract right now. So you can see Arizona is like 58 days, Florida 61 days. That means, and that's not closed, that's getting to contract. And then there are other states and it's faster, right? If your homes are sitting there a long time, that's not good, right? You want to get them sold. You certainly I don't think you want them sitting longer than 2 months, because if you go longer than 2 months, they're not even tracked. And so there is inventory building up and there are people thinking about selling. And so the fastest way to get buyers in real estate advertising is with Facebook. So when you come here, it's going to give you a button over here. It's blue and it says connect to Facebook. And then there's going to be one that says connect to Google. Just connect to Facebook. And at that point, you'll be able to run ads on listing. You'll be able to run ads on landing pages and on the PDF guide. Okay. You can do custom, but I really don't recommend anybody doing custom unless you're really a Facebook guru, because you could just waste your time and money here. Let's focus on how to get buyer leads, right? Let's just tackle that one first. You choose a property that's for sale or just listed, right? Or open house or coming soon. Leave it on lead ads. I think for every one of you, every ad, leave it on lead ads. What that means is when somebody sees the ad on Facebook and they click on it, they're going to have the lead form is going to pop up and their name, phone number, and email is pre-populated from their profile. And if you ever get locked out of Facebook and they're like, hey, we're going to text you here to get back in, you better have your right phone number. So those numbers tend to be accurate. So leave it on lead ads, click create ad. And what we're going to do is write the ad. Okay. So we're looking at that property. We've got a template, we're writing the ad, and we've written some basic stuff. And this works all day long. That text works all day long. You may want to change it. You might want to add something like, maybe you're in a great school district, right? Maybe you got a new custom kitchen, stuff like that you don't see in that text. It's not going to be seen by anybody. So you might need to add it there and then click publish. Okay. It will be a 7-day ad. The default settings is $35. Here's one thing you need to know when you're running ads on Facebook and on Google. These are called pay-per-click ads. Okay. Pay-per-click, PPC. And that means every time that you get a click and a lead, Facebook is going to charge you. And on average, the cost of a buyer lead is $7. The cost for a seller lead, like if I was running a property on just sold, is about $7. A cost for an ad that is pending per lead is $7. So when we're doing buyer leads, we default $35 and we are doing it for 1 week. Okay. So with that, it's really easy. Boom, click that button. We're going to push it to Facebook. They're going to approve it in a matter of minutes or hours, and it will be live for 7 days. And let's imagine that they're charging you $3 a lead, and you're getting leads. You're getting leads in the first 48 hours, and you get 11 leads, and now you've run out of money. Right? That's it. You've got all the leads you're going to get because they were charging about $3 a lead, and Facebook will email you and say, hey, do you want to add more money? Right. But just by the default settings, you can expect 10 or 11 leads. Okay. So that's the way to get buyers. Now, I do want to talk a little bit more high level about online lead conversion, right? Because it's a lot of clients, they join us and they are blown away by all the content we're doing and all the leads they're capturing. But what they're not thinking about is to convert a lead into business, how many leads do I need? And that gets into the question of conversion, right? And believe me, for realtors, the spectrum is really wide because realtors do different things to convert leads. Some people, I actually spoke to a lady, she said, I never call them. I never call a lead. I was like, why are you running ads if you're not even going to bother doing that? And she had really no reason. She just, I don't know. But then there are other people who will pick up the phone because they're getting the phone number right from Facebook, and they'll call them and people will be like, I don't know who you are. Boop, hang up, right? And then we have people, and it's usually teams that when you have a team, you have a lot of mouths to feed basically, right? And they're more serious about converting leads. If you don't know this, we have a private mastermind group on Facebook. You should, if you're a client, you should be in it. And use the support page. This gentleman here, Brian, I sold his office about a year ago. So I set up the team and office accounts around the country. And they've been really good. We've done a lot of trainings together, and he's trying to drive adoption and make sure people use it. And this video here is describing how he is running an ad. So right now he's actually showing that he ran a sold ad and got a listing from it. But he is saying like this home really showed well on Facebook. And that's a big point, right? If you got a nice looking home and you're running an ad on Facebook, it's going to do better than a not so good looking home. So what he is telling us in the video is that he generated 114 leads from this one house in Conroe, Texas. Okay. That's a lot of lead capture. What does that mean? That means he had to spend between $300 and $350 to get 114 leads, right? That's because there's a cost per lead, like I was mentioning earlier. The cool thing and why he's happy is that they converted 4 of those leads in buyers, right? One person probably bought this house and 3 other people bought 3 other homes. So you can quickly do the math. The commission for his office on 4 home purchases is probably more than $350, right? So he's got a decent ROI. But what he's also telling us in this video is he ran an ad when it was sold, and he texted the lead in the morning, text until the guy wants to have a phone call by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They jumped on a phone call together. That person wants to sell a home for 400 grand and buy another for 450 in Texas. That's 850 in volume from $150 ad. And I'm sure the commission is going to be higher than $50, right? That's what you can do with Facebook. And I really want to stress that because that's a great story. That is a great story, right? I don't have that story happening every week, but I definitely have clients running ads every week and I have them converting leads. But if you've got 11 leads, which is what this thing does here by default, it's going to take you a while, maybe 10 ads to get to 100 leads, right? Because this $35 ad is going to get you 10 or 11 leads. If you want to jumpstart it and you want to talk to more people, you change this budget. Let's just say we're going to change it to $100. That's going to get you probably 33 leads, more than 10, more people to talk to with name, email, and phone number. Okay. I don't recommend that you go to $100 until you're sure that you're doing this correctly, but it's as easy as this to do it correctly, right? And that's when you're trying to get buyers. It's a slam dunk. All right. So if you're one of these people with a home that's got to get sold, I definitely recommend you get some buyers with name, email, and phone number. And this is a great way to do that. Let's go back and let's run an ad on a property that is sold, okay, or under contract. It's basically the same kind of language. Create a listing ad. Let's do it that's pending, because a lot of agents don't know to do this. Leave it on lead ads because we like the pre-populated name, email, and phone number. And we click create ad, and it's going to show us an ad that's created, right? And it's got a 15-mile radius. That's okay. You might want to expand it a bit, especially if you're comfortable driving 30 minutes for business. And boom, public. Okay. Now, one thing I didn't mention on the first one, and I can mention right here, is you see how this is a static image here? If you click this button that says change image and video, let's look at it here. I think this is it. You can pick multiple photos, up to 5. Okay. And I've got 5 here, and click insert. And this is what's going to create what's called a carousel ad, right? And this ad here, it's like, there's the first picture. I can now scroll through and see more about the home, which is going to make this ad a lot more. Can you hear me now? Maybe I clicked that by hand okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. Maybe I'm moving too fast, talking too fast. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So what I was saying is, if you put a video in there instead of static images, your cost per lead will go down. Okay. So if you're getting charged for a normal ad, like $3 a lead or $7 a lead, you might get charged $2 if you're doing it on video. So your dollars go further if you're putting video, right? You can do that right here. So that's what you're doing when we're doing listings. I'm going to jump out of this account real quick to show you something about buyers, right? And like I said, if you have properties and you need to sell them, running ads for buyers on Facebook is really the fastest, most effective, and time efficient way of doing that, of getting buyers. Now, this is an actual live account for a company. It's an expansion team for Keller Williams in North and South Carolina. And their goal is to get leads for their agents. So what they do is they take the listings from the offices and they put them in here, and then they just run ads. And they've been running ads for almost 2 years now. In October, it will be 2 years. And they spend about $100 per ad, right? Now, again, that's a team. Most of you are agents. And so you got a budget. You're not going to be spending $100. These guys are running multiple ads a week because they're in different markets, right? So they're running $100 ads every week, right? Now we see 85, right? But I wanted to show you this because on Facebook, when I mentioned a price per lead, it's not the same. When I say the average is 3, you'll see from this account right here that they're running ads in the same town, sometimes the same week, and the cost per lead is just 2 different ends of the scale. It's not the same. It's not $3 a lead. So if we're looking here, and we're going to go to another page, here we go. What we're looking at, what we want to see is, it says here's the budget, $70. Here they spent $100, but here you see this 14, that's the number of leads it generated. And the cost per lead is $7.14, right? Now, this is in North Carolina, in High Point, North Carolina, $7.14. Here is Whitsett, North Carolina. Now it's coming soon. That might be a factor, but they're getting 26 leads at $3.20 a lead. Why is this 714? And why is this a $1.96 a lead, right? They spent $100. They got 51 leads, right? For $100. Here, 294. And the point is, we can keep going all day on this. It's not a straight number, okay? And you can expect that. But you do want to develop some sort of ballpark of what your cost per lead is. For instance, any of you are sitting in Manhattan, New York. You ever notice how everything is more expensive there? So are online leads, right? That the competition is higher there. Facebook knows they can charge you more and you're going to pay more. And so the cost per lead for the exact same ad is different all over the country. and even within the same week in the same city. So that I just wanted to show you that so you get a better understanding of Facebook ads, ad cost, what you can think of. And also we do so many things at Listings to Leads. We make you look like a superstar. We have automated content going out. We have ways to help you get listings. We have awesome automated marketing for your listings when you have them. But and so for a lot of our clients, they just want some of that cool stuff, and that's cool. If you're somebody that wants to double or triple your business, it'll take you a couple of years. We've had clients do it, but they are running ads and they're using some of our print tools. They're using things that are not completely automated. They have to log in a couple minutes a week to get the high value stuff out there. And that is definitely what ads are about. But if you're getting 10 leads a week and the conversion rate is 1 to 3%, you're going to need 70 leads, right? Or 100 leads to get one deal. And if you know that leads cost you $3 each, to get 70 leads is just over $200. To get 100 is about 300. So you want to think of that. Like, how much business do you want? And how will I get there? There's a lot of free tools. You can blast them on your CRM. You can door knock some of our tools. They're going to get you listing leads. But in this ad world, you want an ROI. You don't want to just be spending money. And so you've got to think of the volume of what's the average conversion, right? The average conversion is 1%, 2%. We have clients that really focus, they're converting 4 and 5%. So I don't know where you are, but you're going to be in that 1 to 5 somewhere. Let's look at the PDF guidance. Now, as I mentioned, there are 80 of them. And I would really concentrate on using the PDF guides for sellers. And here's one, divorce and real estate, right? Let's just click on it, right? Divorce and real estate. Lead ads, because we want to make sure we're getting the name, phone number, and email. And when we do that, it's pre-written. Now, we don't have the town. So if you've got a town that you're trying to focus on, you just type in the name of the town and Princeton, New Jersey. And then boom, you publish. Now, here's the thing. Remember I was mentioning cost per lead? This is a 7-day ad. It's $50. Why is it 50 instead of 35 like the last one? And that's because our default price point is $50 anytime you're trying to run an ad for listing, okay, to get home seller. And this is for a homeowner who's thinking about divorce, right? So there are 40 different PDF guides, but when you're running a PDF guide to get home sellers, Facebook is going to charge you more. On average, this kind of lead costs $10 each. So if you have a $50 ad, you're only going to get 5 leads. Okay. Again, the conversion question is always the same. You're going to convert 1 to 5%. So to convert 1% of 100, you're going to need to get, why is it $500 that you got, or 5,000 to get 100 leads, right? But you have to be thinking of that, because what I don't really want you to do is to run this and get excited because you have 10 leads and you still got to convert them, and you need a volume of leads to do. I think a better way, we did it before, a better way to get listing leads is to run property ads on sold properties and on pending and under contract properties, because those leads cost $7 each. So your dollars go further. So if you're running a $50 ad, you're going to get 7 leads instead of 5. So you can do that. Now, the big elephant in the room, and the one that agents absolutely love, is running a home valuation ad, right? And I'm going to do one here for, let's see, what have I got? Rinda. Okay. Now, I don't know where you guys are sitting. You're all over the country. Maybe you're in Canada or the Caribbean. And so your market may not be exactly like my market, but I want to explain this because this ad, let me show you actually what most agents do. Okay. I'm going to show you what most agents do who want listings. They come over here, they connect Facebook, and they create a landing page ad, and they do free home values. And let me just show you what it's like. And they do this and they don't get good results. Oh, now this is looking at the wrong one. Let me jump out of here. It's almost like the cookies in my browser are showing me, even though oh, I know I got to click something. Okay, so let's go back to ads and let's do that differently. When you run an ad and you're doing a landing page ad, in the background, it's actually checked that you're using that one. If you come still there, so it's going to keep reflecting that. So you see this landing page here, it says free home values on the top left. That is a default landing page, meaning it's in every one of your accounts. And agents love that. They want more listings. So they're like, yeah, I'm going to run an ad on that. Right. And so I'm going to click create an ad. Let's make sure we're hitting the right one. Yeah. Free home values. Click create an ad. And for some people, this works. Right. Now, we were working on this and customizing. So yours actually will not say Folsom. It will just say, get your free home. And then you might say, okay, I want to put this in my town, right? And maybe your town is, and it goes up and you publish and it doesn't get you any results. And that's because there's nothing in there that looks like Salt Lake City, doesn't mention Salt Lake City. It's just like generic. And what you're trying to do when you're running an ad on Facebook or anywhere else is in this particular strategy, which is to get listings, is you're trying to get their contact information and address, right? And people don't want to give that up, right? That's just, we're trying to be private. We don't want scam. We don't want spam emails. And if this thing just looks so generic that you don't look like you're from my neighborhood, that's not going to work. Right. And that's something that a lot of our clients do because they don't bother to take this class and learn about what you actually should do. And what you should do is go create a landing page for a particular town and that it looks like it. So I have created one for Orinda. And Orinda is a small town right next to me. And I'm going to show you why, even if you went this far, it might not work. So I'm going to click create lead ad so that I get the name, email, and phone number. And we looked at it earlier. There's a theater there. That's the Orinda Theater. You can see movies there, right? This thing is nearly 100 years old. This town is 22,000 people. Why, right? Nice little suburban community outside of San Francisco and Berkeley. People love to live here, right? So I definitely want to get listings here and dominate this area. And if I went through the effort of creating a landing page that looked like Orinda, you would think that I'm going to just target Orinda. And that's going to be the magic. I'm just going to click publish and boom, go. But here's why it doesn't work. You see this thing here, this radius? I can't shrink it. Had we been talking 5 years ago, you could target people that live in Orinda, that own a home. You could even target their net worth. This made Facebook incredibly powerful. Like the targeting was insane. And you create a landing page speaking to Orinda and you target homeowners in Orinda, boom, you're golden. Facebook got sued by HUD for illegal ads and you can't do any of that anymore, right? And so that gets into a long story of how to create a custom audience. And we'll go into it, right? So there are companies like, and by the way, that's right here where I say create custom audience on this flyer, which you can download. What I'm talking about are companies where you can buy this stuff like ListSource, right? Like redx.com, like remind.com. You can buy a list of homeowners in Orinda. And you can say, I want every homeowner that's owned a home for 4 or 5 years or more. And boom, they'll sell it to you. I think these guys sell it to you for $50, something like that. You want to start this with your number one farm market. Okay. You want to get that list. You might have it. You might have Remind as part of your CRM, part of your MLS. I know people use Vulcan 7 and Cole Resource. So wherever you can get that, you want name, phone, email, address. And then you take it over here to this button that says create an audience. And you click it and you call it Orinda Homeowners. It has to be 1,000 leads long, the leads right here. It can't be 500. Sometimes you're working in neighborhoods and there's only 500. It's not going to work. It has to be 1,000 leads long. This is really important. This format, that spreadsheet has to look just like this spreadsheet. It has to have those headings. email, number, first name, last name, just like that, in that order. Okay. And when you click that and you upload it and you import it, it lives inside your Facebook account. So if you're planning to be in the industry for, I don't know, 2+ years, this is probably the first thing I would tell you to get going. It's because even if you stop working with us in 2 months, those custom audiences will live in your private Facebook ad manager. And if you want to target those homeowners, which you should, then you do it. Now, remember I was telling you, I was talking to a lady who didn't even have, she just doesn't even use Facebook, but she told me that in her CRM, she has 3,000 leads. That's awesome. Another thing you could do is you could export those leads and you could upload them here and call them my Dusty CRM lead. And now those leads, I don't know where she got them. Maybe she paid for them. Maybe they came free. Who knows? But now you run ads. And when you put an audience in here, Facebook finds those people on Facebook. And then when you run the ad, it will only show to those people. So let's go do the Orinda one more time. And where is it? Down here. And I'm going to type in the zip code so that it'll pull some sales stats automatically and embedded in the ad. And we're not going to type in Orinda because we know, oh, I forgot to show you. Here's why that doesn't work in my area, right? Orinda. And you got to think of where you live, right? If you're in like a big kind of rural area, just go using those default things I'm showing you and typing in the name of the town, 50-mile radius can work. Okay. But I'm going to show you why this doesn't work right here. This little area that my mouse is moving in, that's Orinda. 22,000 people live there. Really nice homes, right? But you saw that I can only target a 15-mile radius. Okay. 15 miles. This is about a 15-mile radius right here. There's probably 1 million people that ad is going to hit, even though the ad is only written for these people, right? If I live up here in San Pablo or over here in Pleasant Hill or over here in Danville, and I'm looking at your ad that says, hey, what's going on in Orinda home values, it's a waste of time. It's not targeting the people that you want to target. So you got to look like if you're in LA, this is going to be a factor. If you're in a high dense area, Florida, this is going to be a factor, right? And just a lot of places. If you're in wide open Montana and the next town is 100 miles away, then that won't be a problem, right? But this is what you have to think of. And because I don't want to see you wasting your time and money and not knowing this, right? So last thing about this kind of ad, this has been very popular for almost 10 years. We're not the only company with these landing pages. Boomtown's been out here. I think Prime Seller Leads used to be there. I think they're dead now. Home Values, it might still be alive, but there's at least a dozen companies at least that have landing pages, home valuation landing pages. So there's agents running ads on this. Facebook knows that, and they're charging the most. These are the most expensive leads for Facebook, which on average costs $15 each. So if you're running a $50 ad and you divide that by 15, you're getting 3 leads. Okay. I do want to remind you that, because I don't know when people come on, I mentioned that you can download under the material section 2 flyers. One is Facebook and Google ads, and the other is Top Tools for More Listing. And you should be watching, you should download both of those and print them, and you should be watching Top Tools for More Listing multiple times if you want more listing, right? All of our classes are recorded, including this one, and they're all here. I actually recommend to people, even though you're going to hate to hear this, I recommend you watch 2 or 3 versions of Top Tools for More Listings, because I know I sound like a robot, but I actually am not. And I go down different focuses, right? I focus on different things. And today I'm telling a story that's super important, which is a custom audience is going to help you get leads this way, right? I say this fair amount. There's always a different nuance. So that's what you can do with Facebook. The other thing that I'd say about Facebook, if you didn't notice, is when we run an ad, and mine doesn't quite show it very well, but it's always seen this word impressions here. You see an eyeball down here? That means that a few thousand people saw your ad, right? And I'm going to give you a story because I talk to realtors all the time. And people often ask me, what should my budget be, right? What should my budget be for Facebook? And I'll tell you this, if you're a new agent and you're 1 or 2 years, you don't really have your own listings, you're just trying to make a go at it, I recommend a budget of $200 a month. And you can split it up how you want, but you can think of it very easily as 4 $50 ads, one a week, right? If you spend $200 a month, you're going to generate somewhere between 50 and 100 leads every month. But more importantly, or equally importantly, is your business page is going to be seen 10 to 15,000 times every month. And when you're a new realtor, the only people who know that you're a realtor are probably a dozen of your family and friends. Nobody else knows, right? And you're probably in a city where there are thousands of other realtors, right? So how are you going to get above the fray where people know you? Facebook is a great place to build your brand inexpensively while you're capturing leads, right? So I definitely recommend that you don't avoid this, right? It's like a really great spot. And don't forget, you can do any of the PDF guides. You can do landing pages. And I just showed you a landing page for, and I'm gonna do one every once in a while. I set up this team in Florida a couple months ago, and we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow because they're telling me, oh, we're running ads, but we're not getting any leads, right? It's like the ROI is not working, right? I'm like, okay, let's talk. And let me show you, here's one of the things, like the fact that you can do something, it doesn't mean it's actually going to work. So here's Whitney Oaks. Let's go do it. This is a landing page for FSBOs, right? And you would think, hey, I'm going to run an ad on that, right? I want to talk to FSBOs. So it's for Whitney Oaks. So I'm going to type in this first problem. Whitney Oaks is not a town. It's like a neighborhood in Roseville, right? They actually have a beautiful golf course there. Cool, right? And run that ad. I don't know, do you guys know the percentage of homes that are being sold as FSBO? If there's 100 homes, I'm going to guess it's 5. And you have very little way of targeting that unless you're using My Plus Leads and they give you 1,000 leads and you can target those people, right? But that's the problem. Sometimes you can create things, we allow you to create unlimited landing pages, but then when you go out to hit the market, you're using a shotgun in a way, when it really requires a rifle approach. So if you're trying to target FSBOs, let's see here, something here. What is the link to the Facebook group? There is no link. It's a private, and you have to ask the support team to get you in there. But just say, hey, support team, can you get me in the mastermind group? And boom, they'll give you the instructions. They'll send you a link and they'll get you in. So here, I want to repeat, because there are times that I remember I was talking to a client last week, and she was like, I want to create a landing page for Ave Maria. Do you know Ave Maria? It's over in Naples. It's some nice area. I talked to another agent, and he said, oh yeah, it's like a Hallmark movie over there. And I don't know if Ave Maria, but it looks pretty here. And she said, yeah, I want to create a landing page, and I want to tell people I want to run an ad on it and tell people to sign up to get listing. And I got to tell you, nobody wants to do that. I don't know if you know this, the internet has been around since the late 90s. And most people who use the internet know that they can look at listings almost anywhere. They can look at them for free on Zillow, maybe realtor.com. There's always websites where you can see listings. Nobody wants to sign up for a list of homes for sale in your community, only if it's a particular kind of home. Maybe it's a golf course property that maybe you can get people to sign up for. Maybe it's waterfront homes, right? Or lakefront homes. So that you can create a custom buyer landing page, right? And you can do that right there. You can go type custom landing page buyer right there. And you can create that. Maybe you focus on horse properties, ranches, and stuff like that. That's when because those are unique, right? Those are unique kinds of homes. But if you're looking to say, hey, sign up for a free list of homes for sale in Austin, Texas, you're just wasting your time. The fact that you can do it, you have to put a little thought of what you're trying to do. And unfortunately, people just think, oh, I want to do that. And it doesn't work out. And that's it, right? So anyway, that's kind of Facebook. Okay. But let's talk about the number one website in the country, and that's Google. Okay. And Facebook is awesome because American adults, not teenagers, spend about 40 minutes every day on Facebook, just looking at what their friends are doing and their family and their grandkids. And that's what they do. Right. You may not do that, but 70, just a large portion of American adults do that. But Google, it's the number one website because 80% of all questions on the internet happen on this website, right? And when you come here, you could say, hey, what's a good bicycle? What's a good motorcycle? Or how do I sell my home? And when you do something like that, and you probably should look at this, right? Meaning when we're done here, you should go to your computer and do some real estate related searches and see who is really competing for your market. And you can see here, this is like sponsored your little business page thing, and that's cool. But here, realtor.com is here, and you're going to see Zillow around here and other kinds of companies. And if you want to be on page one of Google, you probably should run an ad. And the way you do that is you use our software. It is an add-on. I do want to remind you, I said this earlier, don't use Google to get buyers. Okay. Unless you're doing one of those custom landing pages, right? Like waterfront properties or horse properties in Phoenix, Arizona, or whatever, right? Like then that can work. Then you want a buyer landing page. But I really suggest that you focus for Google to get sellers. And so here, remember we were looking at Orinda. And so let's just go back. Oh, let's change up. Let's do Atlanta, right? I have a page for Atlanta created, and it's very easy. Let's just do it here, Atlanta, Georgia. So what that's telling Google, now you do have to connect to Google, and just like Facebook, you got to have your credit card on your Facebook, on your Google page. And it's going to charge, in this case, $50 every day for 7 days. Now this stops many realtors, and I totally understand that. That's a $350 exposure for 1 week. What would you expect in terms of a return there? And that depends on where you are. Again, in the country, it is pay-per-click, and these prices per lead are set in kind of an auction format. So in Pennsylvania, they cost about $22. In Utah, they're about $17. Somebody once told me $10. I don't remember where that was, but I do remember a client of ours who has a team in Dallas said that their leads cost $30 each. So they would have a landing page for Dallas. If we click view link, we don't need to. I'm just going to show you. I have a landing page for Atlanta. There's a nice evening skyline. That's where we're going to drop people. If people type in these keywords, which we automatically put here for you so that you don't need to know what they are, any of these keywords, your ad can pop up on page one of Google. So you can create a landing page for whatever town you want to create, right? And so the guy in Dallas, I was like, whoa, $30 a lead, that's a lot. He said, yeah, a home in Dallas sells for X and our commission is this, and we're definitely comfortable investing this amount of money to get that kind of commission. So you want to figure out what is your commission, right? And what do you want to invest to get listings? And think of what ways can I invest to get those listings, right? Facebook, and you know that the price range per lead is different. Google, and you know that the price per lead is higher than Facebook. And also print. There are print and there are letters designed for your market. Oh my God, are you guys still there? Sorry. I don't know what just happened. I saw everything turn off and I had to turn it back on. Hopefully you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can. What I was saying is that Google leads cost the most, and there's also print tools. So thanks, Lena. So this is, that's a broader discussion of there's a cost per lead for Facebook. There's a cost per lead for Google. There's also costs when it comes to print. And I definitely recommend, I'm going to reboot my router. Yeah. Sorry about that. And what we're focused on this call is Facebook and Google ads. And so I do want to remind you that you can run an ad on any of those 40 PDF guides, right? And I'm going to repeat, focus on sellers on Google. Don't try to get buyers from Google because you can get buyers from Facebook very cheaply. So are there any questions? I'm just going to finish this out. 5 dangers of overpricing. you have any questions about anything on the platform, I'll remind you that my email is vince@listingstoleads.com. And if you have questions or if you need to just have a quick call to understand what's going on, this is being recorded, Dee. And this, let me send this to everybody right now. Every live training that we do is recorded and it's on this page. And I just sent this page to all of you. So if there's like a blinking thing on your GoToMeeting deal, I would check it out. This call right up here gets started is that really good. It's another deep discussion of all the things you got to do to work your farms, right? Top tools for more listings. I'm repeating myself. Watch a couple versions of these, 2 or 3. And then Facebook and Google is actually not that hard. What we talked about today is what I say every time. That's not going to be too difficult for you. You're welcome. And thank you, Bison Custom Audience. That is, yeah, honestly, if you're going to try and build listings in your community, in your farm markets, the custom audience is key. And I'm going to say one last thing. I'm going to open it up. If you have questions, let me know. Take that custom audience and put it in your Facebook account right here. Take that custom audience, take that list of people that you bought from whatever company and put it in your CRM and use our e-flyers and email those people at least once a week so that you're running ads maybe twice a month in front of them and you're emailing them once a week and you're using our letters and our postcards and door hangers twice a month to that list. That's how you dominate and build a farm. Okay. That's the last thing. I'd save the best for last. That's like, I'm telling that story over, but you want to get your arms around that. Everybody, thank you for joining me. Okay, everybody, take care. Enjoy the rest of the summer.